Hey folks, I'm Daniel Tate here with Hunts Volt, and I'm joined by Landon Lomax at Rocket City Rides. Today we're going to be talking all things EV, electric vehicles. So first, let's start a little bit about your company, how y'all got here, and what brings you to some awesome EVs we got here today.
Sure. So we've been around for the last 7 years. We started out over in the Hampton Cove area. We moved over here about 1.5 years ago. So glad to be in the downtown Huntsville area. It's amazing how much this place is growing. And about 3 or 4 years ago, we started getting into the hybrid vehicles. And we specifically started out with the Priuses. A lot of our family members had them, so we started specializing in Priuses. So we still carry lots of them. If you ever need a Prius, we've got plenty of them. We get a bunch of them in every week. But then it kind of progressed as we've seen the market has changed and the way that the whole industry has gone with the electric, and then it went to the EV hybrids. And you know, now like today I've got a 2020 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. It's a great vehicle, but the amount of technology that's in this car is amazing. And so it really comes down to when people are starting to shop for a vehicle is really trying to figure out what they actually need. And hopefully we can help you with that and be able to put you in the right direction.
Yeah, so you've been talking to us today about starting from regular hybrids, kind of the Prius that people are used to, that
Sure.
opened up the market for more efficient vehicles, and then into plug-in hybrids and now full electric vehicles. Can you help break that down for folks? What's the difference between these kind of three classes of cars, and what makes it right for a particular person or a particular family?
Right. So when you're looking at your three different vehicles that you have, the standard hybrid, that's going to be a gas engine that actually has a battery pack that when you pull up to a stoplight or when you're pulling up to a red light, stop signs, or you're just sitting in a parking lot somewhere, your car is actually going to shut off and you're going to be running on that electric power. That helps increase your fuel economy. Most of those vehicles are 4-cylinder, so you're getting great gas mileage. Your Priuses, you know, they're great for getting 45 miles a gallon, and that's why people love them. They get great fuel economy. So then they switched over to where you got the plug-in hybrid systems. And the plug-in hybrid systems are where you actually can plug your car into a port, charge your battery up, and then go drive for 39, 40, 100 miles, and then it kicks over to a gas engine. And that actually runs like a generator to charge your battery up while you're still traveling. And then you go to the strictly all electric, such as the Tesla here, and those vehicles, you have no gas, there's no engine, it's just strictly battery power. So when you start breaking it down between the three, you really look and see what your use is and what you really need out of a vehicle. If you're going to be doing a lot of traveling, the Tesla is awesome. You can get an app that you can actually map out your charging stations, and it'll tell you, okay, you got to spend 30 minutes here, and then you travel to this charging station, you'll spend 30 minutes here, and then to help you get to your destination. But a lot of people will opt into something like the Volt here, which has that capability of charging your battery up, driving for 39 to 53 miles on a charge, and then it kicks over to the gas, so you don't have to worry about getting to where you're trying to go. Then you can also go back to the all hybrid system where you're just going to get great fuel economy, but you don't have to worry about having to charge your vehicle. So it really comes down to figuring out what you want to, what your needs are.
Yeah, and I remember personally, I was driving a Volt for, I don't know, 6-7 months, and I guess I was competitive against my own self, right? Like you have that 40-mile kind of battery, and I would try to stretch it, see, could I get 45? Could I drive a certain way to get 48? And then wait to try to kick that gas in as little as possible. And for a while there, I was getting close to about 120 miles per gallon equivalent. So I was pretty happy with that. You know, I like to spend as little money at the pump as possible.
Absolutely.
So knows for a lot of folks. But yeah, so you know, I guess I had a question. As y'all have moved into EVs and more electric vehicles here in the Huntsville area, what's the reception been like? Have you gotten a lot of people that are interested and asking questions about this stuff, or not yet?
There are, and you know, the more people that are coming into this town, you know, everybody's from all over the place, and Huntsville's growing so fast. We're getting a lot of people that are moving here, and they're already used to the EV market, and so they're accustomed to it. And then there's a lot of people that are coming in that are new to it and they're wanting to learn about it. And you know, it's really neat to be able to explain it to them and show them the different benefits of each vehicle. And you know, just being able to showcase all the different things and say, hey, this is your options. And people are really wanting to be green and really, you know, conserve energy and save money.
Yeah.
So it's really cool seeing it, how it's starting to transpire here in the Knoxville area.
And it's great that you have options, right? Not just one thing here. So that's really helpful. In terms of, can you tell folks like where you're located? They want to come take a test drive. They want to hang out with you to help teach them about EVs.
We're right here on Triana Boulevard. We're very near the Campus 805. We've got Stovehouse is kind of right behind us, and Campus 805 is on the corner. So we're right here in the area. You know, if you ever want to come by, take a look at what we have. Be more than happy to help you. One thing I do tell people, we give out a Carfax report with all of our vehicles. So no matter what you're looking for in a vehicle, always get a Carfax report. That helps you so much to know where the car's been and if there's been any accidents on it, or you know, if you have any issues that you could run into with that vehicle. So make sure you always get a Carfax report on a vehicle before you purchase it. Another thing that you want to do on a EV system or a hybrid system, or even the ones that are the cross between the plug-in hybrid systems, drive that vehicle for 30-40 miles. Don't just go drive it around the block and say, oh yeah, you know, this worked out great, because you're looking at a battery. And so, you know, you want to make sure that you drive the vehicle and you can hit the trip meter and see how the gauge works and, you know, compare it. Because when you're driving that car, it can change quickly. So
and they drive it. Sometimes they drive a little different too. So I remember the first time that I ever got into an EV, what pardon the pun here, floored me a little bit about it was that you can use your accelerator as a brake, and so that takes a little bit getting used to. And once you do, you know, it actually becomes a lot easier to drive. You think about it, and it's helping kind of recharge the battery a little bit in many cases. So definitely a plug there. Ha, another pun.
Exactly.
To try to make sure you're getting some good mileage out of this thing. So.
And like with the Tesla, the one thing that I noticed, the harder I drove it, the more the battery would go down a little bit quicker. But man, those things are incredible. The amount of power and torque that the vehicles have, when you want to take off, they'll get up and go.
We'll be right there with you.
Yep.
Folks, thank y'all so much for joining us today. Again, I got Landon Lomax here at Rocket City Rides. We're looking at a Chevy Volt and a Tesla Model 3. So Landon here is going to give me a detailed look at the inside of these two vehicles, but we sure do appreciate y'all being with us here today, and we'll see y'all next time.
Let's make fire.